Meanwhile, back at the CW Ranch, we had a few little nuggets of things happen today. And then we had something else that was really interesting happen. Many of you may have already seen it. But you know what? Let's not waste any time because we are here to do one thing, and that is welcome, everyone. I am Lady Zelda Kelly, and yes, we are here seeing crime, seeing corruption, seeing bias, seeing some bad actors, and just seeing some bad behavior. That's right. First of all, we have now 16 jurors that will be showing up on Tuesday for opening of the next 2.0 Karen Read trial. Auntie Bevs now says there will be court tomorrow, which is Friday. So she is, I guess, going to give up a day at the cabin so she can get at least 2 extra jurors, is what she is saying. So she wants a total of 18. There so far are 8 men, 8 women. We'll see how that goes. In other highlighted news, this is very interesting. Paul O'Keefe, who is leading the charge with the O'Keefe family against the civil suit against the Reeds, have been trying to, what the order says, elicit, comments or deposing the Reed family. That is Mr. and Mrs. Reed, Bill or William and Janet Reed, the son, also Karen's brother, Nathan Reed, and the daughter-in-law, Nathan Reed's wife, Caitlin Boudreaux. So this whole time since March, they have been trying to get them to take depositions, and the judge put a big fat stop on that and said, no, you're not going to do this until this is over. So you need to stop. In fact, there's a protective order now against them trying to continue with their depositions with the Reed family. That's a big hallelujah. That was signed. We see that coming out yesterday or today. Now, this is very interesting. A little off topic. But you know, the same CW, and in fact, it was in the same courthouse, maybe even same courtroom. Don't think so. Maybe it was. I think it is. Was Dr. Ingle Turk and his unaliving trial because he unalived his wife, Katie McLean, and did away with her. It was a very sad story. I'm not going to get into it here. But the jury came back today and gave him voluntary unaliving sentence. You can imagine what that is. It starts with Mans. And everybody really thought he was going to get in the first degree. He had the same attorney that Jennifer McCabe has, and that is Kevin Reddington. I have to admit, I actually like him, except his closing argument was cringy because they kind of sort of blamed the victim a little bit. The Commonwealth came out and they presented a pretty solid case. But the jury wasn't having it. They believed this doctor. They believed a lot of what was said. He faces 5 to 20 years. Don't know how many that's going to be. He's 63 years old. He will be a much older man. He's done 5 years so far in the pokey while he is waiting for sentencing. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is Kevin Reddington made a very good point when he was questioning one of the officers that was investigating and basically said, you did this and you did this and you didn't even bother to find out. He really made them, the police department, look chumpy. Now, it was also Trooper at that time, no longer Proctor, that was the lead investigator in this. They didn't bring it up. I don't know if they could or they could not. But it was very interesting to watch. Now, I'm bringing this up because of this. This man admitted to unaliving this woman. And they find this lesser sentence, as far as I'm concerned. Imagine what's going to happen with Karen Reed, where there's no admission of guilt. The evidence is in her favor, factual, scientific evidence in her favor. We're going to see what happens. Now, Karen said she's happy. I think, she's happy as she can be. But I want to see what's going on, because we're preparing now for Tuesday. And this should be really something. Tuesday, April 15th of 2025, opening statements. Alan Jackson opens. And here we are. Now, I have these decks here. We're going to be I want to just be looking into some things. I don't want to predict as much as I want to forecast. We've got a full moon coming up next week. This should be very interesting coming about. In fact, I believe it is April the 12th, and it is a pink moon. It is a full moon in Libra. Very interesting. So what is a pink moon? It is the one full moon that is the furthest away from Earth. So it's going to look a little smaller, but it's going to look pink because of the particles, blah, blah. There comes Sam. She's walking through to bless the reading. She always does this. But let me show you the significator card for the zodiac sign of Libra. Justice. Now, isn't that something? The whole thing about this full moon in Libra means that we need to nurture the balance of things. Well, of course, the balance, the scales of justice. I like this card, one of the cardinal cards. I keep saying we're going to be doing something about that, but we are. The red robe, passion, compassion, love, power, control, and justice will be served. I mean, our timing in this is divine, seriously. Now, last night, if you haven't seen that message that I put out late last night, there was a lot of negative energy in the cloth. That's why I use this black cloth that holds it in. Doesn't affect the reading, and it won't. It's like this little negative energy jail that has glass over it, right? We can look in, they can't get to us. That's my idea of it. All right, so we're going to take this crystal. I love this crystal. And we're just going to clear this energy for this reading, because quite frankly, my darlings, we're just really starting off fresh, aren't we? We're going to be together with this. All right, here we are. I have the Kipper. I have one card. I chose one card from the Piotnik deck, and then we have the Gypsy Witch. I have the House of Zelda with a cartomancy, or Kipper, and this, kind of fun. This is a Lenormand deck. It is the Bluebird Lenormand. I like this one. And it's going to give us a little rhyme. And there it is. Oh, that was a lot of energy. It came out, didn't it? Here we are. Look at this. Heed well good news from the cavalier. Impassioned view promise good cheer. Sadness that hides veiled in the day, once disguised, soon flies away. Don't you love that? The idea that this good news is coming and will unveil what's being hidden. We keep talking about that. That's what this means. It is the 9 of Hearts, by the way, which is good news. It is the yes card. It is the wish fulfilled, and a very, very good start for this reading, and of course, for Karen Reed. We're going to put this to the side, just in case we need to reference this. Now, I'm going to take this one card. I don't look what it is. I didn't look what it is. I just reached in the deck and pulled it out, and it is this. Look at this. A baby. What is a baby? It's a brand new beginning. It is a fresh start. It is something that, well, not something. The baby, the fresh start needs to be nurtured. Wow. Just wow. I'm going to put this to the side. Everybody goes to the side. All right. This fellow goes back to the side. Now we have these left. And what I'm going to do is take a look in the, let's see, take a look in the cloth here. We'll see what's going on. Here comes the kipper. A message. This way come. Mature man. Now, I love this because look at this. Heed well good news from the Cavalier. So there's a message that's coming. I'm going to tell you. First of all, the judge for the civil case, or someone for the civil case, I think maybe it was the attorneys that drafted this document, the proposed, oh my goodness, I can't even think, the proposed protection order. Thank you, Spirit, for giving me that. The proposed protection order against the civil suit in favor of the Reeds said that they expected the trial to last until the end of May. I don't know about you, but I think it it has a potential of going longer. But I will tell you my prediction, my forecast is that it will be over before June 10th. But I still do feel something is going to be happening before the next holiday. The next holiday could be our Resurrection High holiday, which is Easter, many say. I don't know. I'm thinking definitely will be before Memorial Day in the U.S. There we go. All right, let's get down to it. And there's the two birdies again, sharing information. Unexpected income of what? Incoming high honor. See, look. A new beginning. That's Karen. It represents the lady. And look at this, my darling, another 9 of Hearts. My goodness. And hold on, there's Sammy walking through. Blessing. For those of you, I apologize. For those of you who don't really like that, some have mentioned that. I can't help it. I can't make her not do it. I'm sitting here. She sits beside me now. She's an old girl, and you know what? She has lost her 2 front teeth. She gets along fine. She's got little stubbles there. She can still eat, and she's happy. So, you know, it is the way it is. Nine of Hearts. The symbol of riches and indicates wealth. So we have an unexpected income. And I think that there's going to be more income for experts and so forth. But there's something else here. There's just something else. The Ten of Hearts, a bouquet of flowers, indicates a long and happy life. You know what this card says? It indicates extraordinary honors and fame. My darlings, I have chills right now because I believe this high honors means that. I mean, because let's face it, Karen is known worldwide. There's not too many people that I meet that have not heard about her or that call me and say, hey, have you heard about that Karen Reed case? So now I have a better understanding, and that's what happens. That's where the high honors in this particular case comes from, an indication of a long and happy life, extraordinary honors and fame. Why would she have extraordinary honors and fame? Well, because she will be acquitted. She will have also a new love, I will tell you that. She will have a very good love life. She will be able to go on. She will be doing wonderful things in the very future. When she is acquitted, she will be putting back the years. They will be given to her. The years will come back to her 10 times, tenfold, because she will be exposing this. And not only will she be exposing the CW for all of their treacherous, corrupted, and evil acts, it then opens the door to the justice system that much more for Sandra Birchmore, for Enrique, and especially Officer John O'Keefe. This is so funny because this is also high honors and respect. I'm going to put this over here. High honors, respect, and business success. So, my darlings, I believe this is kind of foretelling where this is going, because I got to tell you, the walls are closing in on the CW. They're closing in. It's time to look closer. Now, here we go with the secrets again. And yeah, there will be more come out. No, I do not have a doubt of that. That's John. That's the judge. That is Jennifer McCabe. She is a Queen of Diamonds, also the star card in the tarot. And look at the message that comes to them. If you're watching, this message is for you. It says, do the right thing. Amazing, huh? So is this good news? I think, in my interpretation of this, this is positive. Coming into this new trial, this is positive, because I do believe in my heart of hearts there is a lesson. And I think the lesson is going to be learned by the CW. Listen, if this were negative, I would tell you. because that's just the kind of reader I am. But there's some things going down behind the scene and little things. And I'm going to tell you this one thing. Candace Owens, if you know her, you may or may not know her. She now is an independent journalist who gets the job done. And when she starts digging, look out. She unearths so much stuff that is quite wonderful. She says now she's going to start looking into this. And Standing Stone, 1776, told me about this, and I saw that Candace said something about it today, actually. Maybe that's what Standing Stone saw yesterday. You see, there's a little bit of a tension, and then we've got this new person on the Canton Select Board, and then there's some other, sometimes that's what it takes, is the smaller things behind the scene to start happening to let the CW know. Because quite frankly, they are the first ones to announce that the feds were no longer in this and no charges were going to be filed. I've not heard anything else about that, have you? All I know is that David Yannetti on the 25th of March basically said that he had a subpoena for his file, and it was going to be an ongoing, so no matter what he does, that to me, now I'm not a lawyer, I'm not law enforcement or any of those things, but that to me tells me that the feds still want to see what they've got and what's going on. And if we don't think the feds are watching, well, I certainly do. Heads up, my darling. Heads up. Let's get one more bluebird. One more bluebird for the win. Here we are. Oh, look at this fellow. Lilies. Lilies are white. Green leaves surround. The outlook is bright, and passion will abound. When this card rests higher, I have to hold it back a little bit. Hello. When this card rests higher, it means good disposition. The card resting lower is a dubious position. So basically it's saying that if it's near, things are looking very bright. Well, it is near. And look at him. Hello. Stepping in and all of his little roby royal looking things. There's plenty of very negative things in that particular deck. Do you see what's happening? It's been a while since we've had this. It's comforting. I'm just going to say this is comforting news. Comforting. And quite frankly, I think the reason why this chick is out here, I can't say it enough, she just does not want to testify. She will be one of the first. Maybe. But if they can approach this as in Karen Reed's vehicle did not hit John O'Keefe, they're in a good way. If they come out and say Karen Reed did not unalive Officer John O'Keefe, however, we have a third party, then it might be a struggle. I think there's other people that already know about the third parties. They just had to bring it into fruition. We're going to take this as a very comforting, positive news today. We've got more coming. This is going to be a tough trial. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But what I am going to say is not all is bad. And I want you to realize that. Justice will be served. Thanks so much, everyone, for watching. I love you. Your support means so much. If you have not been here before, please consider subscribing. You'll love this community. This is just filled with very caring people that are very respectful. Come on in, get settled. We have a lot of fun. And I want to thank you for being here. Please do me a favor, like, subscribe, and do all those YouTubey things. and I will see you again in the next video.